And your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a high of 86 today with a chance of thunderstorms later in the afternoon and evening, a low of 72 tonight. On Sunday, a high of 93 with the heat index going near or above 100, staying sunny and humid. Again, a chance of thunderstorms. Monday, the beginning of the Republican National Convention, a high of 91, still that heat index over 100. Partly cloudy, staying humid, still a chance of showers. Tuesday dipping down to a high of 83 with a chance of showers that morning. And Wednesday a high of 76. I'm Jack Grouse, signing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:07.
The following program, the Fox World Travel Show, is paid for in full by Fox World Travel. The advice and opinions expressed during the Fox World Travel Show are solely that of the hosts and guests of Fox World Travel, and not WTMJ or Good Karma brands. Need a vacation? Whether it's the trip of a lifetime or a weekend getaway, we can help. This is the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day.
Never has that intro sounded so good as I teased the wrong show at the end of the Fix It show. Dayton Kane here with Rose Gray. Rose, everybody glad that you're here. I just got ahead of myself. Don't freak out. Fox World Travel Show is on the air. How
and
are
we'll
you?
never give up this 9 o'clock spot. Never.
They're like, this is my routine every Saturday.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So good. So we've teased it now for nigh on to a month, and it's happening.
Yes.
It's happening.
Finally. And what do I text to get this information?
So F as in Fox, W as in World, T as in Tom, FWT to 855-616-1620, and you will get all of the information, which starts out by saying Fox's largest all-inclusive sale of the year is here.
There you go.
It is called the July sale, and it goes through the 26th of July.
Okay.
So it's a long sale, but we've talked about what used to be referred to as charter flights, the nonstop offerings out of Milwaukee, which we now call exclusive nonstop vacation flights, or so I may refer to them as ENVF, but I am old school and I'll still say charter. But so Milwaukee, Chicago, Rockford, and Minneapolis. And so you can save up to $550 when you book popular Mexico and Caribbean resorts using the nonstop flights out of those cities that I mentioned and more. So it's so much going on. And again, I hate to just throw out prices because I throw out a random price and then somebody gets that in their head and then they call the office on Monday at 866-GO-FOX-GO and say, Rose said it would be this much. Okay, so I'm never going to do that. But I will say you can save up to $550. And this is the biggest sale that Apple Vacations does with any of its travel agency partners throughout the United States. And remember, they've got nonstop service out of Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Denver and lots of other cities. But this is the biggest sale they enter into with one of their travel agency partners. And this is our 30th year of doing this.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
I'm not going to lie. I walked in on my wife on her computer looking at this already. I think it was Thursday. When did this
Well, if you did what we told you to do for several weeks ago, which was get on the exclusive list, which clearly
she did, obviously.
Dayton's wife is on the exclusive list, you got the information Thursday
it was
already.
Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm looking at trips.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
she's
and then
excited.
Another thing we've done is if you keep on scrolling, we've made spring break very easy for you. We've talked about this. Easter is April 20th. That means spring breaks are going to probably overlap third and last week of March.
Yes.
And so that space has been up for sale for several weeks and probably a month or more. A lot of that space is gone, but Fox World Travel went in and held space to places like the Dominican Republic and Jamaica, so there would be space for families in the event that that's when they must go.
So get on that sooner than later.
Absolutely.
They're going to fill up quickly.
This is going to. And I know they have the phones already Thursday and Friday were ringing off the hook. I know that anybody that was on the exclusive list and took the time to send in an inquiry, those were being worked already Thursday and Friday. So now's your chance. We're not open on the weekends in the summertime, but what you can do is fill out the inquiry. We've got people that are sorting those things out, and they will get them to the right person, and then you will be contacted. But I would not wait until the last day, which is the 26th of July. I would get working on that now.
July sale is officially on 855-616-1620. You can text FWT to get all of the information. That's the same number you can call us on if you have questions or want to talk travel. 855-616-1620. It is the Fox World Travel Show, and it is WTMJ.
Your drink, sir?
This virtual vacation is brought to you by Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. For the full experience, visit flymke.com to explore our many nonstop destinations. With super convenient parking and low fares, flying from Milwaukee makes traveling so easy, it's like starting your vacation early. Fly easy, fly MKE.
Now's when the summer heat is working your AC system into overtime. And after this long, it may be on borrowed time. But some of these systems really can last, especially Armstrong Air Pro Series systems. When your AC system says its final goodbye, think of the man in the red van and the over 60 years of experience that Quality Heating brings to your home. To get your new Armstrong Air Pro Series AC system installed right and right away.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. When you have over 20 HVAC techs working with you that each have over 20 years of experience, it gives you confidence to be able to go out there and talk reliability, integrity, value, all the things that matter when you hire someone to get the job done right the first time. These words mean everything to us, and we know they mean a lot to you. And that's what you'll get when you hire the man in the red van.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
You're off to see the wonderful world, and then it's back to your own castle. Make sure yours is beautiful and up to date. Siding Unlimited, Wisconsin's best contractor for everything on the outside of your castle, welcomes you home to the best it can be. You should not have to worry about your home's integrity while you are away. Let Siding Unlimited ensure it with all the best exterior products. Hometown Siding Unlimited is recognized as one of the best contractors in America by the manufacturers of the nation's best products in siding, roofing, decks, and especially windows. They have the awards. Take the initiative, and Siding Unlimited will make you proud to come home every time, whether it's from an exotic tour or from the grocery store. Set up an appointment with Siding Unlimited for your castle renewal now, and we'll see you when you get back. Bon voyage from Siding Unlimited, and then welcome home. SidingUnlimited.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Merck here. If you're like me, your home is your happy place, and you spend a lot of time there, and this may have renewed your focus on home projects, let me tell you the company you need to work with. It's the company I trust, CertaPro Painters. Each business is independently owned and operated right here. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. They did the work in our house. Absolutely fantastic. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy, choose CertaPro Painters. Exterior painting still getting booked for the summer. Work with CertaPro Painters.
Planning a vacation? We've got you covered. You're listening to the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Thank you for joining us this morning, 9:15, 76 degrees on the way up to a high of 86 in Milwaukee. Mostly sunny, going to have some shower chances here or there, but especially as we get later towards the evening. 855-616-1620, the WTMJ talk and text line. We're going to go to the phone, but I want to talk about the event you had when we come back from that. So
absolutely,
hang on.
Yeah.
Eric in Lake Villa, Illinois, good morning. Thanks for calling. What's your question?
Hey, good morning. I got a question. We're planning a cruise to Alaska, and there's one excursion that I really wanted to do, and I just wanted to know what cruise line offers it and where you actually have to go to do it. But you disembark from your cruise ship and you get onto a smaller boat, and then the boat takes you real close to the glaciers and does other things. And I'm just wondering, can you do that in Glacier National Park, or is it Endicott Arm, or fill me in on how you go about doing that? What I book.
So there are a number of cruise lines that are offering a very, very small number of people to get off the ship. It's typically about 200 people on a day boat, but you can do it in Glacier Bay National Park. You can also do it in, it's less likely that you can do it in Glacier Bay. Endicott Arms is one. Tracy Arm Fjords is one. Another one is Hubbard Glacier. So I was just on an itinerary where we sailed out of Whittier on Holland America, and we did Hubbard Glacier our first day. And I talked to some people, as I am prone to do when I'm traveling, and they were getting on a 250 passenger boat. They booked it the moment they made the booking. So if you're doing this 25, do it right away. If you're doing it for 24, you may have to be on a wait list. But they were going to go and get very up close and personal to Hubbard Glacier. So there are a number of cruise lines that have excursions. Just check the glacier experience you're doing on the cruise, and then check to see that there's an excursion. Then there's another way that you can do it. There's a company called Shore Excursions that may also offer it, and it won't be through the cruise line. So I would just take a look at your itinerary. Do you have an itinerary kind of in mind?
Well, we'd like to do Glacier Bay National Park. That's always recommended, but
I think
we've been on a Alaska cruise before, and this is the only excursion that we've never done that we really want to do.
Okay.
So,
didn't you take a helicopter to a glacier?
Yeah. So have you helicoptered onto a glacier?
I've never done that, and I think it's just because it's too expensive.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of expensive. It's about $400. I know that some of them are up to $600 a person. And these day boats would definitely be a little bit less expensive. Another very, very cool experience is the Kenai Fjords out of Seward. That gets you right up close and personal to some very remarkable glaciers, but then you also have some great marine wildlife viewing. So you get two with one. That's about a 6-hour trip, and that really gets you up close and personal. But I would say Hubbard Glacier would be the easiest, and then I think Glacier Bay would be the next one.
All right, Eric, thank you for calling in. Appreciate you listening. 855-616-1620 is a WTMJ talk and text line. So Tuesday, SIP MKE, the big Galapagos event. How did that go?
Unbelievable. Thank you to Celebrity and Daniel, our wonderful, wonderful rep from Celebrity. I cannot say enough wonderful things about SIP MKE in Mequon. If you've not been there, go Google it. It's Jackie, thank you. You were a remarkable host. We pretty much took over the place.
I bet.
And we had about 30 people there talking about the Galapagos. Now, if you don't know about the Galapagos trip, foxworldtravel.com, go to the group excursions page, group trip. So Fox World Travel logo in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see menu, then you'll see vacation, you'll see group travel, and there is Fox Group Vacations. And every group vacation we've got for 2025 is there, including Galapagos, which is April 4th to the 14th of 2025. And we have about half the ship, just under half the ship reserved. We've sold about half of that, a little over half of that.
Okay.
So if you're thinking about doing this, think no more. It's time to act. We have to return the cabins we haven't sold. I believe it's sometime at the end of August. So we have a little bit of time. But what a great evening it was. Dayton, I haven't been in person with people
It's been a while
so long. I get giddy when I think about how much fun it was. Seeing our friends that wanted to talk about the Galapagos, or just seeing our friends who just wanted to come and visit with Rose and Daniel. We had Brookfield advisors there, as well as Sheboygan advisors there. We had a live presentation, a Galapagos expert from Miami on the TV talking to us. It was so much fun. So thank you to everybody that came. Thank you to Celebrity Cruises and Daniel. Thank you to Jackie at SIP MKE. It was a blast.
I would assume this trip is one of those things that's different than anything you've ever done before.
Anything I've ever done. And I am...
And you've been everywhere.
I've been a lot of places. I have a few left, a few. But this is going to be on the wonderful Celebrity Flora. We've talked about this. This is a 100-passenger ship, 50 cabins, one naturalist for every 10 guests. Just, again, talking about it makes me weep with delight. So we start out in Quito. This trip has everything included. It's, when we say all inclusive, the meals, the tours, everything on our 2-day stay in Quito on the outbound and our 1-day stay in Quito on the return, the flight from Quito to Baltra to get on this fabulous ship, and everything in between. I'm just excited. So this is going to be an excursion, an expedition, a trip of a lifetime for those people who have signed up. So April 4th to the 14th, it's 11 days. Some people that were at the event are already signed up and let me know that they're extending to Machu Picchu after this trip is over.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about it. I'm looking at a picture of the Flora right now, and I'm seeing the 2 little zodiacs at the back and the wonderful marine deck. You basically walk right onto these zodiacs. We can talk to you about what adventures you might expect, what mobility requirements we're talking to our guests about, all of that by calling 866-GO-FOX-GO. We've got some time, but not a lot. So if you're really, really thinking about this, I would make work of it.
It's Fox World Travel Show. Get in touch, 855-616-1620. That's the WTMJ talk and text line. Also, the number you can text FWT to get the link to the big July sale that is officially underway. We'll be right back on WTMJ.
One time my dad painted our entire 2-story house. He was on a ladder the whole summer. Vince Vitrano for 2-Day Painting. I learned from that. Called 2-Day Painting for our family's job. 2-Day Painting handles everything, including cracked or missing caulk, rotten wood, and of course, a beautiful finish on your home. And because they put a full crew on every job, they complete the work without the project dragging on. Take advantage of the 15% off summer special, plus 10% back up to $1,000 in free winter interior work. 262-706-1135, 2-Day Painting. You
wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
Solving your breathing triangle problem can lead to better sleep and a better quality of life. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment. Because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Landworks, the locally owned landscape company. They'll elevate the look of your home or your business. They're doing that at our house. Landworks is different because of the customer service. I can tell you firsthand, from beginning to end, you have one person who's your initial point of contact all the way through the process. LandworksWisconsin.com. Get started today. They'll take your yard, make it more beautiful. They'll take your beautiful yard and elevate it even more. It's LandworksWisconsin.com. They do it the right way at Landworks.
Take your travel tips from the travel experts. Welcome back to the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Dayton Kane here as well. We are doing the Fox World Travel Show, 855-616-1620 if you want to get in touch. And there's a lot of information. Rose is so full of knowledge that sometimes it's almost overwhelming. You can always get the podcast on your Apple, your Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, including foxworldtravel.com. It gets posted there every week. So if you miss something, if you don't have your pen out when you're listening to the show, you'll be like, oh, what did she say? Go back and listen to it.
And we also want to remind everybody, it's F as in Frank, F as in Fox, W as in World, T as in Tom.
Or travel.
T as in travel. Because we're getting a lot of, we got fat and we got get.
Yeah, so FWT, text that. You'll get the July sale information at 855-616-1620. Okay, we have a text here that says, traveling to Denver next week and wondering if the Real ID is in effect.
Really excellent question. We haven't talked about Real ID for a long time because the government just keeps pushing the deadline for it further out. The deadline for Real ID is May 7th, 2025. What is this all about? All of the states' driver's license look different, right? So when you're traveling domestically and you're using your photo ID is your driver's license, these TSA people have to know what they're looking for. So what the government decided to do is put a star in the right-hand corner of everybody that has what is called Real ID. And that's going to be taking place May 7th, 2025. Now, if you've got a passport, you can use that as your Real ID. But the next time your driver's license is is expiring and you need to go to the DMV, the very best thing that you could possibly do is take along the documentation that you're going to need. You can find it on D as in David, H as in Henry, S as in Sam.gov, and then real-ID. But if you just Google real ID, it comes right up. They will tell you what you will need to be compliant to fly domestically after May 7th, 2025. There are documents that you can bring with you when you get your new driver's license that will give you that star in the right-hand corner.
Remember .gov at the end, right? Because
.gov.
if you Google Real ID, you may get some websites where they're going to ask you for all your information, and you're going to put it in, and you're going to be in trouble.
Exactly.
So .gov is the official one. So, Rose Gray, my license expires in 2030.
Okay.
You're saying I don't need to go get this. I can bring my passport, but I needed to travel domestically after May. Is that what you're saying?
You may fly domestically with your passport.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
But I will need that if I don't have the Real ID on
Correct. You will need
Interesting.
to bring your passport. And some people aren't that cool about bringing passport. I travel with my passport all the time. I don't even use my driver's license. But some people are saying, I'm traveling domestically. Why would I take the chance of losing my passport? I'm just going to use my driver's license. So you need Real ID. There are a few other places that you may be required to show a compliant ID. So check it out. Just learn about it. Be ready for it. So I anticipate that if this really does go into effect May 7th, 2025, there will be some people that are going to be shocked when they get denied boarding.
For sure. When is the best time to book airfare for Sao Miguel for next June? Can be flexible with the dates. Did I say that right? Probably not.
I'm not sure.
Sao Miguel Azores.
I'm not even seeing the text, but what I'm going to say is this. You can book commercial airfare 330 days in advance. So the major carriers, that means not only United, Delta, and American, and Alaska Air, which are our American United States type carriers, but also the Lufthansas and the KLMs and the Air Frances of the world, put out their schedules and fares 330 days in advance. So that's when I would start looking. Okay.
So they're looking at next June.
So we're not quite.
We're almost there.
We're almost there. And it's got to be 330 days from the return. So sometimes you can see the outbound, but you can't see the return. So you wait around for that, and then you just start pricing. And of course, when they very first come out, they're going to be expensive because they haven't done the yield management that they will do as they progress through the months and see what is selling and what is not selling. And when you find a fare that has stayed the same for a number of weeks and all of a sudden fluctuated slightly up or down, that's when I would say, something's going on here. I better really keep an eye on this. So it's a tricky situation. And I always tell people, book it and then don't look back because then you're just going to kick yourself, right?
That's like when we bought our house and every week I'm checking Zillow. Did we pay too much? Did we pay enough? Did we pay? Don't do that. You'll drive yourself crazy.
Exactly.
Drive yourself crazy. Speaking of crazy, we go... Look at his face.
Well, good morning.
Yeah. We go over to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jack Rao. Good morning, Jack.
Man, it's 9:30 in the morning. Wow. A former Waukesha County Sheriff's Office lieutenant has pled guilty to providing contraband. Johanna Grace was charged with providing marijuana and a cell phone to an inmate of the Waukesha County Jail. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Wisconsin says Grace coordinated with associates outside the Waukesha County Jail to bring contraband inside the facility. She faces a maximum of 5 years imprisonment. An imprisonment sentencing is set for October 9th. A University of Wisconsin lacrosse faculty committee has unanimously recommended that former Chancellor Joe Gow lose his faculty position as well. Gow was removed as chancellor last year for creating sex videos and posting them on pornographic websites. He was put on paid leave because Gow retained his tenured faculty appointment and said he wanted to return to teaching. UW lacrosse moved to revoke his tenure in a hearing last month. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports that in their report, the committee said a professor creating porn videos in their private capacity wasn't unethical, but how Gow handled the aftermath was problematic. And Legionnaire's disease in southeast Wisconsin. The Southwest Suburb Health Department says a single case was identified in a senior living facility near Greenfield Avenue and 74th Street in West Allis. According to the health department, Legionella bacteria grows in warm water and can make people sick when they breathe it in. Legionnaires cannot normally be spread from person to person and can be treated with antibiotics. Taking a look at your roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. Couple of areas that might give you a little bit of grief across the Milwaukee traffic system. 45 south at Good Hope Road. That's near Menominee Falls and Germantown. That right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. And near Greenfield on 894 west at the ramp from 60th Street. That left lane is blocked due to a crash.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive, professional servers, bartenders, and pizza cooks. You'll make real cash. Inquire today and start next week. MineshaftRestaurant.com.
And your WTMJ 5-day forecast, a high of 86 today, getting some humidity as well, a chance of thunderstorms later in the afternoon and evening, a low of 72 tonight. On Sunday, a high of 93, and that heat index is going to be near and above 100. Still that chance of showers. Monday, the official beginning of the Republican National Convention, a high of 91 and a heat index near 100. On Tuesday, a high of 83, chance of showers that morning. Wednesday coming down to a high of 76, mostly sunny and cooler. I'm Jack Grau, citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time. It's 9:33.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
I-94, eastbound. A semi just came to a screeching stop in the center lane. I think he's broken down right there.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329.
On southbound I-94, right around Drexel Avenue, there's a wreck in the left lane, and the left lane is blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Rose Gray here from Fox World Travel. The largest vacation sale in the nation is happening right now. It's the Fox World Travel exclusive July sale with Apple Vacations. Select from top resorts at favorite destinations in Mexico and the Caribbean, paired with nonstop flights to get you there fast. Let Fox World Travel book your best price guarantee vacation and secure your reservation with just a deposit. You can also book your trip online. Visit foxworldtravel.com/July or call 866-GO-FOX-GO today.
When you need to sell quickly, choose Grandview to buy your home. Don't worry about real estate agents or showings. We'll buy your home as is, no repairs or cleanouts needed, and you'll get an offer in hours. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today.
Plan a perfect vacation, no matter your budget. This is the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Bastille Day is going on at Cathedral Square today. That's around Paris, right? Bastille? What's that all about?
That's all about storming the Bastille, and that's right by the Eiffel Tower, and it's very French, and it's very fun. And it's a free festival in Milwaukee.
Just to walk around, listen to some music probably, because everything has music. All right.
Exactly.
855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talk and Text line. We have traveled to Ixtapa in January for 18 years. In 2025, the only way to fly out of O'Hare, which is doable, but the not nonstop and layover in Dallas is only 40 minutes. Anyway, how do you make that in such a big airport, probably transferring to the international terminal?
Right. So I have some experience with this because my sister winters in Ixtapa every single year. And so I have flown there recently, and I understand your pain. There used to be nonstop service on these exclusive nonstop vacation flights, formerly known as charters. And our good friends at Apple Vacations have not seen fit to include Ixtapa this year.
They think we just are done there and we're not getting enough people going there, or what?
I think that's part of the problem. I think every year they put it in and then they regret it because the flights aren't as full as they anticipated, and then they go a couple years and then people complain about it and then they put it back on. And so this year, that's not happening.
Okay.
So what I do know you can go nonstop. When he says, the texter says, but the nonstops right now are pricing out at about $900.
Okay.
And I had that exact same issue several years ago when I went, and I just waited and waited and waited, and eventually they did drop in price. But you can also make a connection, and when he's saying it's Dallas, my belief would be then he's looking at an American Airlines flight, Chicago, Dallas, Zihuatanejo, which is the airport you fly in for Ixtapa. The question is, the layover is only 40 minutes. How do you make that in such a big airport? Here's the thing. If you are looking at a website of an airline and they are proposing that as a doable connection, it must meet legal connection standards. We've talked about minimum connect time and how there are legal rules that the FAA or the Department of Transportation or somebody puts upon the airline and says, this is what we're saying to go domestic international, or international domestic. And you can look those up by Googling minimum connecting time in that city, and you can find it out. Clearly, if American Airlines has got that on the website and you're not building this itinerary individually, you're not saying, oh, I can go from Chicago to Dallas, and then you go to the next page and you go, and then I can go from Dallas to Ixtapa, and you put that together yourself, that's on you. But if you look at a website of an airline and they're showing that as a connection, that's got to be a legal connection or they can't offer it.
So what happens in the last part of their question? They say, what if there's travel delays in Chicago and we don't get to Dallas in time? Would they hold that other plane?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Then you're scrambling to find it if that happens.
Right. And so then what you do is you go a little bit farther and you say, how many flights a day are there between Dallas and Ixtapa operated by this carrier? And then I would look at even other carriers. And if that's the only nonstop out of Dallas that day, then you are overnighting. So that's what's going to happen. Now, we've talked about this sometimes. It's not a very exciting topic, but it's called the contract of carriage. You are entering into a contract when you buy an airline ticket with that airline. And so you can go on their website and read the pages and pages of the contract that you have now entered into and find out what the airline's responsibilities are in the event of mechanical problems or force majeure, which is an act of God, and what they have to do for you. Do they have to give you vouchers? Do they have to put you on the next available flight? All of those kinds of things.
Okay.
So,
lots to think about, but that's why you listen to the show. Fox World Travel Show every Saturday at 9 o'clock, and we're taking your calls and texts, 855-616-1620. Rose, what is your recommendation for a river cruise in Europe? Want to have a smaller boat and less people, no itinerary in mind, just looking for the right ship, and then we can adjust appropriately.
Okay, so we start out high because you may have very high expectations, and we would look at Uniworld. Uniworld is a very, very unique boutique river cruise company. It is an all-inclusive experience, meaning all of your spirits, all of your wine, all of your beer, very much an excursion every day, and a lot of additional excursions at no additional cost. Gratuities. So everything is included in this particular cruise line. They build their ships to mirror or exemplify or enhance your experience in a destination. So if you are doing the Seine River in France and you're going to the beaches of Normandy and that's a round trip, you're going to be on a French feeling ship. If you're doing the Danube, you're learning about the Habsburgs and that whole era. You will get that vibe on the ships that are sailing the Danube. Their ships do not exceed 140. They're smaller ships. They're smaller ships. So then I would also talk to you about Avalon River cruises. I happen to be leaving on the 16th of July with the Steve Scafidi group, and we're doing Avalon. And we're doing Avalon on the Danube, the Rhine, and the Main. It is kind of a mashup of three rivers. We start out in Munich. Those ships are also 140-ish. Their claim to fame is their cabins are a little bit bigger, and they also have floor-to-ceiling windows that are almost like patio doors that make that experience very, very unique. They are almost a completely all-inclusive in that they have an excursion every day. They have beer and wine with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Lots of other inclusions as well. So the AMA Waterways would be another one that I might recommend. So my advice to you is if it's more about the ship experience than the itinerary, I would reach out to foxworldtravel.com. I would go to our Let's Connect button. I would put this information in an inquiry, and one of our river cruise specialists will get back to you.
855-616-1620, the WTMJ talk and text line. Great questions. Keep them coming. We've got a couple segments left on WTMJ.
Hey, boaters! Where else are you going to find weather stripping for a 77 Carver? That's what he said, and I don't know the answer to that one, but he sure was glad he found it here. I'm Dave Doro with Kendor Marine, and when it comes to boat parts and supplies, we have it all. If you're a boater and you need it, we got it. And that's why you got to get here. Boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Hey, boaters!
Inexperienced boaters are more than welcome here, because at Kendor Marine you'll find all the answers to your questions on parts, installation, troubleshooting, and the best part is, when we figure out what you need, we can grab it from our massive inventory of boat parts and supplies that no one around can match. I'm Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey, boaters! Cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
KendorMarine.com.
Emergency service 24/7. Quality Heating has 25 trucks ready to work around the clock to get out there quickly to solve your heating or AC problem. So when that system goes on the fritz and you want to avoid that sweaty summer heat or bypass the fear of frozen feet, the man in the red van can't be beat when it comes to prompt, reliable service. Call Quality Heating for any emergency HVAC need.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
There's a reason why we install Armstrong Air Pro Series systems. When your reputation is on the line, you pick the brand you can trust. It's like our employees. You pick the best to preserve your good name. A guy like me that's been working on furnaces and AC systems for over half my life. I got an eye for the good stuff. And Armstrong Air Pro Series systems fit the bill. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. When you need a good crew installing a system you can rely on, see the man in the red van.
Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
Annex Wealth Management, investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning from a fee-only fiduciary. Forgive commission sales pitches and financial products you don't need. Know the difference. Annex provides elite, comprehensive financial planning customized to who you are and what you need. AnnexWealth.com.
Did you know that the Inflation Reduction Act can save you thousands on energy-efficient updates like new insulation, siding, windows, and more? And these dollars are in addition to Focus on Energy rebates. I'm Randy Miller, owner of All Right Home and Remodeling and S&E Insulation. As Department of Energy Century Club Award winners, my team has the proven skills and experience to help you take advantage of these unprecedented incentives. Get started at ALLRITE remodeling.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Our house was looking kind of drab. Needed a little bit of a facelift, and I found the team that took care of it big time. It's CertaPro Painters. Each business is independently owned and operated right here in Wisconsin. Schedule your free estimate online. It's easy. CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. They will come out and help you protect your home investment with quality painting. It's CertaPro Painters. They are the real deal. They did great work at our house. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Gotta get away? No one does it better. Back to more of the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Mostly sunny, chance of thunderstorms later tonight, a high of 86 today. Dayton Kane here with Rose Gray, 855-616-1620. Dual purpose today. You can use that to call in and talk travel or text in FWT, as in Fox World Travel, FWT to 855-616-1620 gets you the link to the big July sale, which is officially open at this point.
It is, and the savings is up to $550 exclusive to Fox World Travel. And it also gives you an opportunity, if you text FWT, an opportunity to do it yourself. You can actually book right there online if you feel so inclined.
So as I drive over the Hone Bridge, oftentimes I see a big cruise ship sitting. And not big, but
big.
Like, it's weird to see in Milwaukee. Like, you're in Lake Michigan, there's a cruise ship. I hear you got to go on it.
I did. So it is the Viking Octantis. And I had the opportunity, along with 5 of my colleagues from Fox World Travel, to actually do a ship inspection, because that particular expedition ship does round-trip Great Lakes all summer. Actually spring and summer and a little bit into fall, and then it goes to Antarctica for what is our winter, which is what is their summer.
Sure.
And so this is an expedition ship. So I had zero idea of what to expect. Blown away. Absolutely blown away. So 378 guests, 189 staterooms. That's a small ocean vessel. Right? And this is an expedition ship, and it has a sister ship named Viking Polaris. And they swap every other season and do the Great Lakes. And now they're also going to be swapping Antarctica and Arctica. And Arctic, rather. And so this was just mind-blowing. We got to go into the hangar, so into the bowels of the ship, where they keep the expedition zodiacs that you jump onto when you're going to go do your expeditions, as well as 2 submarines.
Really?
2 submarines, 6-passenger submarines that you can book. Now, that was an additional cost.
Awesome.
Everything else, there were big boats in there. There were kayaks in there. There were and then we were met and greeted when we actually got on the ship by a scientist, Dr. Kim, who they are doing experiments, and they are doing work for NOAA, and they are doing work for other scientific organizations while you are on this ship. They have a lab you can actually go into.
Interesting.
It was more than interesting. And then they fed us lunch, which was great because, yes, it's still a beautiful, beautiful ocean-going cruise ship with all the amenities that you would expect. In fact, more amenities than you would expect. Lovely little sitting areas all around where you could do reading. And the lecture room, which every expedition ship is going to have a place that you can go in and have meetings, because they want to talk to you about what it is you're seeing. This is not, we're going to go see a Las Vegas review show and then we're going to go to the casino. This is an expedition ship. But I cannot tell you how honored I was that I was one of the people that was invited to see this, and that I now know much more about Viking's expedition offering. Outstanding. If anybody is looking to do something, either Great Lakes or the Arctic or Antarctica, please let us know. We will put you in touch with one of the travel advisors that were with me on that particular site inspection, and you can see why we were all so blown away.
Awesome.
Blown away.
You can see it when you drive around town. Sometimes it's docked right here. So it's round trip,
It's
right?
round trip. And people actually, so just like any big port, you were as we were getting on, people were getting off, and there were buses taking them all back to the airport. And then there were people that, while we were disembarking at about 1:30 in the afternoon, they were coming onto the ship. They were bringing them in. So if you've been flying out of Mitchell for the last couple of years, you've seen the red Viking flags, and they meet you and they take you, and just an unbelievable, just very, very high-end, luxurious, wonderful, well taken care of. Blew my mind.
Right here in our city.
Right here in little old Milwaukee.
855-616-1620, the WTMJ Talk and Text line. We have one segment left when we come back. It is the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Get inside the mind of Mark Tauscher.
I was not the look good, feel good, play good guy, because if that was the case, I never would have played good.
See the world from his perspective on Wisconsin's Morning News. Every day at 7:50.
I wouldn't give two rips. If I had to wear concrete boots and I knew that would make me play better, I'd do it.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Hello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
In this seller's market, even homeowners are trying to sell their own home. But more times than not, it doesn't work out like they'd hoped. And while homes like theirs are selling, and selling fast for over asking prices, their homes aren't. So what's your next best strategy? Well, if you're looking to relieve yourself of the stress of selling your own home and still get top dollar while getting the full service benefits that an experienced realtor can give you, then look no further. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where 3.5 to 3.9% commission assures that you pay less for full service. Only 11% of those trying to sell their own homes actually succeed. And of those that do sell their own home, they sell on average for 26% less than agented properties. This often negates the savings they were hoping to get by doing it on their own. So why do it on your own when you have an experienced realtor that will give you full service at only 3.5 to 3.9% commission? Don't let your home sit while others are selling faster and at potentially better than asking prices. Call Benefit Realty for a highly experienced agent, and you'll pay less for full service.
It's Black Friday in July at Steinhoffel's. Get amazing deals on closeouts and bonus buys. Plus, save up to $1,300 on select patio collections. And pay with Steinhoffel's 18-month 0% financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
It's great to get back home when your castle grounds are grand. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a company that does just that. As in their name, your outdoor living can be grand and the possibilities are unlimited. Patios, decks, water and fire features, lighting, pathways, pergolas, outdoor kitchens. Unleash your imagination out there. Then turn Outdoor Living Unlimited loose. Travel the world and always come home to your dream destination. Start with a voyage to Brookfield's OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Before you pack your suitcase, hear from the experts. Here's more of the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Dayton Kane here with Rose Gray. And we did get a text here that says, I'm sorry I missed it. How do I find out more about the ship Rose was talking about?
Yeah, so if you Google it, it's Viking Octantis. OCTANTIS. Or you can just do Google expedition ships, and the Polaris will also come up. They're identical. They're sister ships, and they're identical. Absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, so check that out. And remember, if you miss anything on the show, you can always find the show on Apple, Spotify, Fox World Travel. Couple days into the week, they post it there as well. YouTube, it's everywhere. So very easy to find the show if you need it. Just Google Fox World Travel Show. It'll come up. Let's talk one more time about what happens when we text FWT because it's finally here.
It's here. It is the July sale, and it does go till the 26th of July. But again, I caution people to not wait that long because there will be, the advisors get very, very busy the 24th and 25th, and you're not probably getting the best possible availability because the sale has been going on for a while. So you text F as in Fox, W as in World, T as in Travel, and you would get a link to the Fox largest all-inclusive sale where you can save up to $550 off per reservation for Mexico and the Caribbean, whether you when you fly nonstop out of Milwaukee, Chicago, Rockford, or Minneapolis. Now, Rockford, we sometimes say, wait a minute, Rockford, they're back, and what a fun little airport that is. If you've ever flown out of Appleton or Green Bay, very, very small, very, very inexpensive parking, and Rockford is back with a vengeance. They've got 3 days a week out to Cancun. They've got Punta Cana, and they've got Friday departures to Costa Rica.
Wow.
And so we don't have that out of Milwaukee, and we don't have that out of Chicago. So that's a very, very viable and affordable and sensible option.
And from where we're sitting right here, an hour and a half away. So closer than Chicago.
Yeah. And
smaller to deal with.
The parking
Sounds nice.
is absolutely great. So I'm just telling you, that's what I would do.
All right. So we've hit it all. We've talked about the big July sale. We've answered everybody's questions. You're going to be gone again.
I'm going to be gone.
Tell us your itinerary for the next month here.
So what's going to happen is I'm doing the Scafidi trip. So we leave on Tuesday.
Okay.
Steve has to stay back.
Yeah, something called the RNC has invaded our city.
Yes, and so his wife and I will be going, and he will be joining us on the ship. So Steve it's not like he's not going to be there. I'll make sure that we have a go to a beer garden and toast the fact that poor Steve is working at the RNC, because he will be. And then what will happen is we will sail the Rhine, the Main, and the Danube. And so we've got Andrea and Colleen coming in for a couple of weeks. I am home for a whopping 3 days, and then I do the battlefields trip.
Crazy.
So I'm gone for a while. So you've got the EAA happening, and you've got some other things happening. So, but while I'm away, I expect to see numbers flooding in of how many people are taking advantage of the Fox World Travel exclusive sale that is happening now until the 26th of July for people who are doing 5-night minimum or more type trip on one of these, what we used to call charter flights, that is leaving from Milwaukee, Chicago, Minneapolis, or Rockford to Mexico and the Caribbean. We know you want to go. We know you will go. Why not save some money? Why not get that booking made now? Get the best possible flights, get the best possible schedule, have the choice of whatever all-inclusive you and your advisor come to terms with. They'll ask you lots of questions. Are you traveling with a family? Do you have mobility issues? Are you more interested in food? Are you more interested in activities? Are you interested in both? All of those kinds of things. And then they will help you reach a decision collectively on what all-inclusive fits your needs the best.
The biggest sale in the country. So if you've been waiting, now there's nothing else to wait for.
There's no
this is it.
reason to wait whatsoever. So foxworldtravel.com, 866-GO-FOX-GO. You can see our group vacations on there. You can also learn more about our business travel division. You can learn more about our meetings and incentives department. You can learn more about our destination weddings. We do it all. But I'm over here on the sexy side of the business talking to you about all-inclusive winter getaways.
There you go. Enjoy the next month.
Thank you. I'll see you sometime.
Travel safely.
Thank you.
That does it. Now I can say Danny Clayton and the crew from Annex Wealth Management in next on WTMJ.
The preceding program